and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey, aka Mother Vegan, and today we're going to be doing a vegan pantry essentials video, but on a budget. So if you have been watching any of my videos, you'll know that we are on a budget in this house, and this video is no different. These are my own essentials that I always have in the house. So this video doesn't include fruit and veg, but my recommendations for fruit is find fruit that doesn't go off quickly, which is bananas, apples, pears, oranges, blueberries. The ones that I find do go off quickly are the likes of raspberries and strawberries and blackberries, that kind of stuff. For veg, my recommendation is buy frozen veg. It just makes life so much easier. There's less food waste. It works out cheaper in the long run. Yes, there's a lot of plastic, but you can recycle at some supermarkets, so do check your local supermarket to see if they are doing the recycling for the plastic bags. You want dark leafy greens. So broccoli, kale. I'm not a fan of kale, so I don't have it in myself, but kale, spinach, broccoli, those are very important for anybody, especially those on a vegan diet. So yeah, let's get into the video and see what we can find in my kitchen. Okay, so these are I literally always have a handful in my cupboards, like all the time. It's coconut milk, chopped tomatoes, passata and tomato puree. Literally, I would say about 2/3 of our meals are made with at least one of these ingredients. The reason being is because, like shepherd's pie, it's made with gravy, or at least my shepherd's pie is made with gravy, but I richen it up with tomato puree. Coconut milk is used for all of my curries and stir fry, and it makes anything creamy. You can also make macaroni cheese with it, you can make desserts with it, you can make cheesecakes with it. Honestly, it can be used for anything. Chopped tomatoes, obviously, this must be an essential in everybody's kitchen, not just the vegans one. Any tomato pasta sauce, that also goes in some of my curries. In all honesty, it's great for everything. Passata, you can also get flavoured passatas as well. Normally I've got like a garlic and basil one and just different flavours. It richens up any pasta. You can literally pour this straight into pasta and nothing else, and it tastes delicious. This isn't necessarily a budget friendly one because I think it's like £2, £2.50 for a jar, but it's an essential in my kitchen because I can literally just throw a couple of teaspoons of this in with my pasta for lunch and have some sweet corn and peas in it, and it's just really healthy and nutritious. I've actually got 2 jars of this in. Again, you can make this from scratch. It probably would be cheaper, but not easier. I like ease as well as cheap. So this is the Blue Dragon Thai green curry. So most Thai green curries, you will have to be careful because they do normally have fish in it. This one does not. This one is vegan. That honestly is delicious. You just put that in with some coconut milk and all the veg that you want with some noodles. Easy. And then this is not really healthy-ish, but you can make it healthy, and it is really cheap. Again, if you were to use, these are about 30p for a tin. This is about, I think, £1 maybe. I think they range between 60p and £1. So these obviously work out cheaper than these, but if you just want to throw together a meal, these, I always have about 6 or 7 jars of pasta sauce in. This is actually the chili one, which is really, really nice. But they do contain a lot of salt and a lot of sugar, so be aware of that. But if you just want to throw together a pasta dish and you want to use a jar of sauce, but you're still going to have lentils and beans and peas and all this wonderful veg in it, then so be it. Hummus is a must, especially in a vegan one. I'm pretty sure you couldn't go into a vegan household and not have hummus. This is our favourite. It's the sweet chili. All supermarkets will have loads of different flavours. You can make your own hummus. Again, it'll be cheaper than this, but this is just for ease. It's got loads of good healthy fats in it. It's got tahini in it. It's got so much flavour in it, and you can just do anything with it. You can put on a sandwich. You can put it as a pasta sauce. You can, as you can tell, pasta is a favourite of our house. You can put it on a butter bowl like I'm going to be doing today, which the recipe will be up before this video, so I will link it here. You can literally, it's the best for snacks. You can put it on crackers, you can put it on toast, you can put it just anything. Get yourself some hummus. And we don't actually have many nuts in our house because Hugh has a nut allergy. Not a serious one, but he does react to it. But I do like peanut butter. So I have it as a snack with bananas. For breakfast yesterday, I had it on toast with bananas. Add it with like apples, or add it into a stir fry, or into a butter bowl. It's really versatile. Again, healthy fats. I would say that having different types of nuts would be an essential. It's just that we don't have them in our house because of Hugh's allergy. Next one's probably my favourite. It's our carb of choice, so anything that like fills out the meal. This is bulgur wheat. It's actually a lot healthier than risotto rice, and it makes a delicious risotto. I'll link up a recipe here that I did not long ago. It's so good. Then we've got quinoa and couscous. Again, they just bulk up the meal. I made some lovely tomato and pineapple bites for Hugh, and they were so sweet, but because of the quinoa in them, it just held it together really, really well, and it made it more substantial, and it was lovely. Then of course, potatoes. Now, if you didn't know, potatoes are actually the food that's wasted the most within the UK, so do be careful when you buy potatoes. Buy them loose if you can, and buy just what you need. But we actually go through a lot of potatoes in our house, so there's always a bag of potatoes in the cupboard. And we always buy the wonky ones just to make sure, even though we're using a plastic bag, at least we're getting rid of some of the food waste. So potatoes, again, you can make shepherd's pie, you can make bangers and mash, you can make homemade chips to go with your burger. You can put potatoes in a curry. It's just, honestly, I don't think I need to explain myself, especially if you're British, you know how important potatoes are in our diet. Wraps are something that we have probably near enough every day. This is what we have for lunch, whether that's a hummus and salad wrap, whether it's a veggie finger wrap, whether it's a falafel wrap. We just love these. Again, it just bulks out the meal. Then of course, what would a pantry essentials be without the rice and pasta? So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I shop at the zero waste shop, but I'm also on a budget. This is about £3, I think, in the supermarket, and it's huge. It'll last us, I don't know, about 6 weeks, maybe even longer. And then the rice, this is about, I want to say about 40p for all of this, both of which you would not get that quantity for that price in the zero waste shop. Again, I do recycle the plastic through the recycling that my mother-in-law is part of in her local supermarket. And I don't think I need to explain why these were an essential. Also, some type of noodles as well. I've actually got none in now because I'm due to go food shopping tomorrow. But they are an essential in a kitchen. They're for stir fry, for butter bowls, for curries. They're just, you get my gist. They're important. Now again, I need to go shopping tomorrow, so I am missing a few things. Seeds and grains and lentils are all extremely important in a vegan diet for healthy fats. They're also full of iron as well. So these are red split lentils. These are probably the cheapest out of all of them. And they're actually the quickest to cook as well. So anytime I cook any pasta, I always put some red lentils in it because it takes the same amount of time as what pasta would take. You can also use the lentils. You got red lentils, you got brown lentils, you got green lentils. You can use the lentils instead of using mint. So for shepherd's pie, for spag bowl, for anything that you would use mince for, use lentils. It's so much healthier, and I would say probably cheaper. I'll have to work that out, but I'm sure it'll be cheaper. And then of course you've got chia seeds, which we actually put, like when we do our overnight oats, or when we have beans on toast or jack potatoes, or basically anything, we put chia seeds on. They're just so easy and they taste of nothing. Now chia seeds can be quite expensive, and I actually bought a big bag off Amazon. I'll link it down below if I can find it, and it was really, really cheap. I think it was about £8, and it was a huge bag, and I bought it over a year ago, and this is what I've got left of it now. So really, really useful. Not that expensive if you buy it in bulk. And sesame seeds, again, they taste of nothing. I also normally have hemp seeds as well. So on all of our meals, I normally sprinkle some kind of seed on it, whether it's chia seeds, hemp seeds, sesame seeds. It's a good source of getting that healthy fat and fibre and iron and everything. They're just really healthy, so definitely 100% an essential. Spices, when I started cooking, I would look at recipes and not really look at the ingredients and literally just buy whatever they told me to buy. And the recipes would have like the most random ingredients in it that you'd only ever use that one time in that recipe. So I have got a lot of spices, most of which I don't use. So I have a handful of spices that I use all the time. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are probably the ones I use on a daily basis. There's a couple that I'll show you in a minute that I use quite regularly, but these are definitely the ones I use the most. So we'll start off with mixed herbs. It's got basil, thyme and oregano in it. So if you want to make a really quick meal, chop tomatoes in the blender with a bit of mixed herbs, and then that's all you need. But to add a bit more flavour, I personally would add some garlic. Again, garlic goes in everything of ours. I love garlic. I probably love garlic a little bit too much. 1000% an essential in any kitchen. Curry powder and chili powder, very, very essential. So if you just want to make a quick curry, just put this in some coconut milk or even in some chopped tomatoes and you got yourself a curry. Just add in the veg that you want. Really, really simple. This is just, that is a whole flavour in itself. You don't need to add anything into it. But do be aware that I know there are some brands out there that do have milk powder in it. Then cinnamon, it can be used to sweeten something up. So like I put in quite a few of my curries, only a little bit, you don't need much, it just sweetens up a little bit without using sugar. And then of course, chili powder, it just makes it a little bit, have a bit of heat to something. So you can either use a lot of it for an actual chili, or you can just like sprinkle it on top of hummus on toast, or on top of your pasta dish, or on top of your noodle soup, just anything. It just gives a bit of heat and more flavour to something. These ones I don't use as much, but I definitely do think they are an essential. So it's Chinese 5 spice. If you're making something like a stir fry or a butter bowl, then this is a whole flavour in itself. You don't need to add anything else. It's just literally this. To be fair, I'm just going to put these two together. Ginger and soy sauce. It just gives anything an extra flavour. Ginger in a stir fry with soy sauce, and again, that's your flavour sorted. I always say this wrong, I don't know if it's turmeric or turmeric, but I call it turmeric. I used it not just for flavouring, but it's actually really healthy. I used it for when we made scrambled egg with tofu. I used that for the colouring, just so it looked a little bit more like scrambled egg. Or when you make a macaroni cheese, if you just want to give it that actual yellowy kind of colour, this is great for that. Also perfect for curries as well. And last but not least, we have beans. I personally don't like the non-branded beans. This is the only thing that I'm really that much of a snob about is beans. I have to have Heinz Beans, and they've actually just brought out a huge vegan range. Although I thought the only thing that wasn't vegan was the low sugar one, because it had vitamin D from sheep's wool on it. But anyway, I'm pretty sure the whole range is now vegan. So Heinz Beans, delicious. Then of course we just have the normal tinned beans. So we've got chickpeas as well, which if you use the water out of the chickpea tin, it's called aquafaba, and you can make like mousses, you can make chocolate, cheesecake, you can make cookies, you can make all kinds out of it. Google aquafaba and it's really good. Chickpeas are also really nice roasted, so if you drain them and dry them in a tea towel and then put some spices on it, so if you put some of the chili powder and the garlic on, put them in the oven and roast them until they're nice and hard, they're delicious. Then use any other kind of beans. You need beans in your diet. Doesn't matter what beans they are, but try and get a variety of colours. So I do a 5-bean chili. I'll link the recipe up here. I do a 5-bean chili and I just literally throw in any beans that I've got, always with Heinz baked beans, but the other 4 are just random beans that I've got in. Butter beans are also really good as well. If you do have a nut allergy and you found a recipe that asks for cashew nuts, you can change it in for butter beans most of the time. So I actually use butter beans as my macaroni and cheese sauce rather than cashews. Yeah, beans are 1000% staples in a vegan kitchen. You cannot live without beans. So that is the video done. They are my essentials. There are a couple that I was like, are they essential? Are they not? One of which was nutritional yeast. I personally don't actually use it that often, but I know a lot of vegans use a lot of it, and it is like they go through tubs and tubs and tubs. I could probably have a tub last 2 or 3 months. I don't go through that quickly. Gravy is another one. I use the Morrison's Own Free From gravy. So oats are a big one. We actually use oats pretty much every day for breakfasts. We have it as either overnight oats or porridge. And then we also have the Morrison's Own free from ones, so the gluten-free ones. We make granola with. Again, I'll link up the video that has got 5 easy breakfast ideas on. And there's a lot of oats in that. So these are all of my vegan essentials for the pantry, all on a budget. I hope you do find this helpful and you do get some inspiration for your next shop. Let me know in the comments if you have any essentials in your kitchen that you think I've missed out. Hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, one small change makes a massive difference. Bye guys!